Hey, what's up? This is Professor Wergeles. We're on my second video for my Amazon EC2 video series. The last video, we created an Amazon Linux AMI. This video, we're going to connect to that instance via SSH. And my next video, we will configure the instance. Okay, so for this video, we'll need our Amazon EC2 management console. You can see the instance running that we created in the last video. And a key thing that I need open is this connect to your instance page. Here it shows you details like your public DNS, how to SSH by including your key pair file, logging into your EC2 user, so that's your username at, which is your server's public DNS. Now, SSH stands for Secure Shell, which is a cryptographic network protocol for operating network services securely over an unsecured network. Some common examples are maybe remote login for computer systems. We're also going to connect via the terminal or the command line with SSH. So SSH, or Secure Shell, provides that secure channel over the unsecured network in a client-server architecture, which will allow us to connect to an SSH client application with an SSH server. Now that we know what SSH is, let's go ahead and connect to our instance via SSH. On Mac, I'll need Terminal, so I'll open up Terminal, and what I need to do is change directory to where that key pair file is located, that PIM file. So I put in my downloads. I had CS2830 key pairs. If I CD, that's change directory. And if I do an ls here, that's list. And you should be able to see your key pair. Once I change directory to where my key pair is located, I can run this SSH command. So I copy the command, I paste it. It says that the fingerprint's new. Are you sure you want to connect to it? We'll say yes. And here you're going to see a warning, unprotected private key file. What's happening here is we skipped over a step. You need to make sure you change the permissions. You do not want that key publicly visible or viewable for anybody else except the owner. So we cannot make it publicly viewable in order for this SSH command to work. How can we tell if it's publicly viewable? If I do an ls-l, which is list long, here we can see the permissions. Short crash course on permissions. The first three are for the owner. The owner here is Nick Work. The next three are for the group. The group here is staff. And then the last three are for the world, which are publicly readable to the world. So here it's read, write, access for the owner. It's read, access for the group, and read, access to the world. And the first slash here will tell you whether it's a directory or not. So we have read, write, execute for the owner, read, write, execute for the group, and read, write, execute for the world. Read means that you'll be able to read the file and access it. Write means you'll be able to modify the file and change it. And execute means that you'll be able to run the file and execute it. So what they want us to do is they want us to change mod. Change mod is changing the permissions to 400 on that key pair file. So here when I'm typing in the command line, so I'll type my command, and once I want to access a file, I can type the first few letters, hit tab. Now I have two choices. So I could type in a K, capital K, hit tab, and the terminal will autocomplete for you. So after I change mod, I can do another list long and view the permissions, and now you see it's only read access to the owner. So if I press the up arrow key, I can view my previous commands, and I can go back up to my SSH. I'll SSH to the EC2. I change the permissions, and now you'll see your EC2 logo. Once you see your EC2 logo, we can see here we're on the EC2 instance, logged in as EC2 user at the following IP. Before, it was Nicholas MacBook Pro, and now we are on the EC2 instance. So if you see this, EC2 user, you know you're on the server. If I do a pwd, which is my path, we can see here we're on in the EC2 user directory. If I click exit, we'll go back onto my local machine, and here you can see my path from my local machine. Once I change permissions for that key pair file, I don't need to do it again. So after I log out, I can come back in. I didn't need to change the permissions. It noticed the signature, and we're back into the server. If I click exit, we're back onto my local machine. And you can see that based off your identification here in the terminal. Okay, congratulations. You have successfully connected to your instance. In my next video, we will configure the instance to have a LAMP stack, which is Linux, Apache, MySQL, and PHP. We'll install all of those packages, and then we'll be ready to go. If you have any questions, you can ask me or the TAs, or you can also leave a comment below, and we'll see you in the next video.